Yeah. Yeah.
All righty, welcome back to That Fire FM TV every Saturday evening at 10 p.m. We're right here. I'm your host, Soul, the Vegan Goddess, and this evening we're going to have a serious conversation with a representative of the Hip Hop Caucus. So welcome to our platform, Mr. Terence Muhammad. Bless it. Yes, the Hip Hop Caucus is in the house. There's so much going on in hip hop music today. Tell us, what is the Hip Hop Caucus all about? What is this goal? What is it doing in hip hop these days?
You know, that's always a powerful question, and I sometimes answer it is that it is the political wing of hip hop, but we're a national nonprofit organization based out of DC and LA. But what we really do is use our cultural expression to empower communities that are hit first and worst in injustice. So we're about trying to empower the communities to fight for racial justice, for healthy communities, and for a healthy planet, but using our cultural expression to shape our political experience.
Wow. So does the hip hop community at large know that this aspect of hip hop exists? I know you guys work with a lot of artists, and certain ones do, but I think this concept is something that should just be really known on a grand scale. So, you know, how does that work?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different ways. So one of the things that we're doing, or some of the things that we're working on, are strengthening democracy through our Respect My Vote campaign. We also do a lot of stuff around civil and human rights. We do stuff around environmental justice and climate change and economic empowerment. So with that being said, when I look at the economic empowerment, we just really just did some things around Get Out the Vote with G. Morrison down in Atlanta with the Legacy Center, and he's definitely a person who does a lot around economic empowerment. We work with artist Vic Mensa, Malik Grammy award-winning producer Malik Yousef out of Chicago, when we went to Stand the Rock and fighting against the Dakota Access Pipeline. And they also went with us to Flint, Michigan, when we was dealing with the issues in Flint. But I Respect My Vote, get people not just register to vote, but how to empower people to use the political process to empower their issues locally, not necessarily always national and the presidential, but how can we change legislation that affect us economically, where money is coming to our communities, or things that are affecting our children in the school system, or the legal systems are dealing with the injustice through the police form. So we worked with T.I. He was our spokesperson in 2008. 2 Chainz was our spokesperson in 2016. Charlamagne God was our spokesperson in 2020. The thing about it, though, it was 08 T.I., 2012 2 Chainz, in 2016 Charlamagne God, and all of them were returning citizens, meaning that they were ex-felons or had felons on their record. But we wanted to make sure that those that are returning citizens know that they have the ability to be a part of the democratic process, as we call it, but that they had the process or coming back into the community and doing what they needed to do to be part of their communities. But the thing that you're asking, though, is that a lot of hip-hop artists today are not necessarily socially inclined. So we are trying to bring and connect that bridge of artists to be socially inclined. And one of the things we are also doing is not just waiting for the big artists to connect, but also the up and coming. Because sometimes when we talk about hip hop, we only talk about the 8 to 10 songs that are played on the radio. But hip hop is a global phenomenon, global, $1 billion industry. That there are hip hop artists all around the world that are speaking to the issues that are plaguing that community. So as a person who may do on the stage spoken word, hip hop artists are the voice of the people. As Chuck D said, hip hop is the CNN of the community. So there are a lot of people that are not connected to the Hip Hop Caucus that are also out there speaking justice and trying to empower our community.
Wow, awesome. So how is the movement funded? I mean, Who is funding it? Are we grassroots, or do we have some sponsorship? How do we expand the message? Because I think all of these aspects that you're speaking about definitely need to be our issues that we deal with every day, and by using our culture and our arts platforms to make people more aware. So how do we, who funds all of this?
Well, so we, of course, through different kinds of grants and a lot of the work that we do around the climate, there are different grants that we have applied for and got different grants around the climate movement. And one of the things about the climate movement, and of course there's money and pools of money out there for, the voting and stuff, but we are multi-issue, so we're not just, the voting, because when the voting is over there, there's no money. So we do get that kind of money. But I think the larger question is in the conversation that you asked, because one of the things we don't take money from fossil fuel companies. We don't take money from people that are actually destroying our communities.
Yes.
So there's a lot of people that have these big concerts or big things that are funded by the same institution that destroys. There's a video on YouTube where we're at the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation annual legislative conference. And Congressman Carson always has a panel called Hip Hop and Politics. And on this particular panel, Reverend Yearwood, the president and CEO of the Hip Hop Caucus, was on this panel with the real Rick Ross, the one that actually we know about, the real Rick Ross. And he was just talking about all these different gangsters and back in the day or whatever. And Reverend Yearwood did this. He opened up the program for the weekend of the Congressional Black Caucus. He said, he gave out the page. Now, on page such and such is that side. On page such and such is Chevron. And the point that he was making is, how is it that we're talking about Black people internationally, locally, and all of the issues, education, police brutality, all this social justice stuff, but on the pages of our program are those institutions that are killing us. And so we have to defund, we have to not be taking the funds from our and our oppressor. So the work is not easy because we don't have the millions of dollars that other organizations have, or the billions of dollars, because we don't want to compromise that. But we also are trying to grow so we can not only help give resources to other organizations, to other communities, but also give a decent living for those that are working. Because as you know, it's hard doing this work in social justice and activism and sustaining our own selves and to sustain our family. But I think one of the things that we have to do is we have to tap into the resources from our community. But then we also need to empower those that may look for higher education or going to the corporate sector, that they feel an obligation to donate, to contribute, to build up those organizations that are doing, that they may not be doing, but you can fund. Every revolutionary don't have to be on the front line, yelling Ungawa Black Power. Some of the revolution can be funded, and that's how we looked at Harry Belafonte. Harry Belafonte singing in movies. He funded a lot of the civil rights movement with his prestige. So a lot of artists can do that. So once you're getting this music out to the people, you can also be funding a revolution. And some have, publicly and quietly.
Awesome. Wow. And we have so many professional athletes, entertainers, music artists, that have tons of money that could be donated as well. I think we need to be tapping into those individuals for certain.
And when you say could.
Yes, could.
And in the sad reality, there's the possibility that it could, but they're not doing, because maybe there's a overall control of our athletes, control of our entertainers. And that's why when LeBron started to do and hire his own and put his own brothers and do his own thing, a lot of people don't like that when you start to do your own, to own your own, and where you cut out the middleman. So with the advent of internet, a lot of record companies shut down because people went straight from the record company to the people.
That's right.
So when we think about Master P was so smart. was a genius. So when you think about popping out of the trunk, I'm gonna make my own movie.
Exactly.
I'm gonna sell my own
Exactly.
music, and that's why I don't have to wait for you to come give me a record deal. I can do it on my own.
Yes.
And now you're seeing Master P with cereal, with soup, with shoes, with water, because he said we need to own our own. All of it. And ownership is what we need to do. So even with, we see those athletes and we see those superstars, but what are you owning?
Right.
So I saw Dame Dash have some conversations, and there he's thinking about, and he is owning land, you know, because you can have the bling bling, but what's the bling bling gonna do for you? It doesn't feed you or your community or your family.
Exactly.
So we have to reshift our thinking. As I looked at Chuck D, you don't never see him with a lot of jewelry on, but Chuck D got a lot of money. He is still touring across the world.
Awesome. Hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back with Brother Terence Muhammad from the Hip Hop Caucus, y'all. I told y'all, I'll be telling y'all we be having stuff. We'll be right back.
Positive vibes. Yeah.
Streets telling me chill, go hard. This one by chill, go hard.
Work it out. Gotta work it out. Get ourselves together, brother. We gotta work it out. We gotta make it out. Get ourselves together, sister. We gotta work it out. We gotta make it out. Get ourselves together, people. We gotta work it out. We gotta make it out and get ourselves together, family. Don't look at me with an angry face, knowing very well we from the same place. Jail cells, all kinds of hell. Pains in our faces, got stories to tell, yeah. Simply walking up the wrong street, your mama might get a reef. On the time that we drew breath, can't say how many we got left. So slow down, slow down, slow down. Straighten up your crown. God guides the steps, so you put it down. Live with no fear, cause we still here. You got one life to live, so live it, yeah. We gotta work it out, we gotta make it out. Get ourselves together, brother. Gotta work it out, we gotta make it out. Get ourselves together, sister.
Black power, black love. Listen, my beautiful sisters and brothers. The liberation and salvation and rise of the mighty black nation is based on love of the brotherhood and love of the sisterhood. One God, one aim, and one destination. Up, you mighty black nation, you can accomplish what you will. Stop loving your enemies and start loving yourselves. Black love is black power. Black economics is black power. Stand up, man up, black man. Take your place at the head of the house. Become the father, the protector, the lover of the sisters. And black woman, take your place as a queen. Because by nature, you're the mother of civilization. Rise up, black man, rise up, black woman. It is our time. Up, you mighty black nation. One love, black power.
We gotta work it out, we gotta make it out. Get ourselves together, brother. Gotta work it out, we gotta make it out. Get ourselves together, sister. We gotta work it out, we gotta make it out. Get ourselves together, people. We gotta work it out, we gotta make it out. Get ourselves together, family. Gotta work it out, gotta make it out. Get ourselves together, brother.
Streets telling me chill, go hard. This one by chill, go hard.
I'm still daydreaming.
Still daydreaming about this one, man.
Think about it.
Man, hey yo, Phantom, I need you to call up Stevie D. If he don't pick up, get in contact with Khalil. Definitely gonna need the force on this one. Yeah, I think about her all the time. Can't keep a sexy off my mind. Heartfelt hugs with them juicy kisses. On vacation, taking the flyest pictures. Pardon me left same day that she did. Zaim said he seen her fluxing with some new kid. I want her back, now I'm plotting and scheming. She living the best life, I'm home daydreaming.
Always dreaming about you, baby.
You know it's true. There's no place the bomber would rather be. Between your legs where it's nice and warm, in a heat wave or a thunderstorm. If the weather's frigid in an ice cold blizzard, my door's always open for you to come visit. Have you spread out on some smooth silk fabric, waiting for some D's with a touch of blue magic. Just a small sample I have you with, not a part on your body I wouldn't lick. From your head to your toe I go nice and slow. Run to your girlfriends that you dealing with a pro. Yeah, I got you smiling, you know I be wildin'. I'm from Stapleton, Staten Island. Bring out your freaky side and get you zoning. Let your head down and watch you get the moaning.
Daydreaming, I'm thinking of you. Daydreaming, you know it's true. Daydreaming, thinking of you. Daydreaming, you know it's true.
This daydreaming,
Thinking of you. Daydreaming, you
got
know
me
it's true.
going crazy.
Thinking of you. Daydreaming,
I'm still
take me
daydreaming.
where I want to be. Where I want to be. Daydreaming, let me have you here with me.
Daydreaming about you, baby, it got me in tears. You know, I miss that tender love. You need to let me love you again. You know love is a house, and you know you got the key, baby. I need you back.
And we're back here at That Fire FM TV, y'all. Y'all, I gotta just calm it down right now because Brother Terence Muhammad is in the building. Yes, Brother Muhammad from the Hip Hop Caucus, and he's catching us up on everything that the Hip Hop Caucus does on behalf of the Black community and really the community, the overall whole community. Because if we as a people are whole and complete, then we make whole and complete contributions to society, and we all win. So we thank you once again for being here. One of the questions that I wanted to ask you is, how long have you been a part of the movement?
So I've been a part of the movement for 30 years, and not necessarily Hip Hop Caucus, but I started at North Carolina A&T State University. I used to be at every party, every gym jam, and I ran across a brother. He said, "Come to this history club meeting." And I didn't know what that was, but it was the Afrocentric Radical Black Power Club on campus. And we wasn't just learning about ancient Kemet or Egypt and learning about different things and Black culture, but we was also fighting for mandatory Black studies at an HBCU, at a historically Black college and university, which doesn't make sense. And the sad thing that other PWI, predominantly white institutions, were having Black studies department and some of our critical minds of Black scholars at their universities. So we was fighting for that. Not only were we fighting for that, we wasn't just doing stuff on college, but we also, with my mentor, went into the community and started to address the issues of education for our young children, or housing and public housing system, or even at that time, police brutality in the 90s. And that grew from dealing with local to national and getting involved in the movement. And now it's a lifestyle.
Wow.
So once you wake up to the conscious of what you need to do, it should be a lifestyle in your spirituality, in your diet, your health, your whole way of being.
Yes.
So I was just blessed in the Hip Hop Caucus to be authentically me. So it's not a 9 to 5, because this work is not a 9 to 5. So when we talk about respect my vote and get people registered to vote, it's not about get registered. It's about what are the issues, what are the concerns, what are the things that are going on in your community that affect you directly, that we can use the power of the vote or changing policy and legislation so we can get rid of food deserts in our community, that actual fresh vegetables and greenways and green spaces can be in our communities. Also, we are fighting against, in North Carolina, we are the home of the environmental justice movement in Warrenton County. So we wanted to talk about not having power plants and landfills and pipelines going into our communities. We want to fight against that. We understand, we look at the videos and, oh my God, another one of us got killed, another one's got killed. But we're not looking at the air quality that's in our air, or the water that's polluted, or the GMOs, or the food processing that's in our community that's shipped right in our neighborhood. So we don't see trucks delivering food backing up to the corner store. So where are they getting this food that they're feeding us, right? So we want to make sure that you're aware of all these different things and policies and legislations that are put into place that's causing this and trying to change that. You know, and so it's a lot of different things that we look at with the Hip Hop Caucus, but it's really about empowering the community. It's really about how do we help those that are hit first and worst, as we looked at Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans, and they still haven't really recovered from that. And so when stuff happens in our communities, the resources and the aid they don't come to us. So now we see when the opioid condition was, oh my God, these children on drugs. But when Bebe and Ray Ray was on crack and their mother and the crack babies, there was a war on drugs versus giving them help, you know, and trying to get this out of the communities. And now all of those that got locked up for marijuana, now everybody's making big dollars.
Exactly.
Billions of dollars off of the industry that put black people into jail into perpetual slavery, as we know the prison industrial complex is.
Yeah, it's a lot. And it goes deep. And you're just touching on so many of the topics, and I'm so thankful. Yeah. So now, does the Hip Hop Caucus host any like concerts or tours that deal with any of these conversations in the environment of hip hop culture, where people who patronize the hip hop movement are there to hear these messages? Do we have anything that goes on like that?
Yeah, we have done that. And just so you know, you go to hiphopcaucus.org on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, hiphopcaucus.org. You can go to the actual website. But we have done a couple of tours in 2014. We did an Act on Climate tour, went to black colleges. 2015, we did an Act on Climate tour, going around different cities, bringing this awareness and bringing this attention. We worked with Mama Mia. We've done stuff with Amber Rose, Kiki Palmer. So we've done a lot of different things with a lot of artists. And right now, there's a conference, international conference around climate in Egypt. And one of our artists, Dawn Rashard, is over there bringing the cultural expression, formerly of Danny DeCane. So we have done that, and we have done different things. We just turned 18, September 11th, but during the Congressional Black Caucus conference, we did have our 18th birthday party, and just letting people know that the caucus has been here for that long. One of the longest hip hop organizations, that's a political organization, doing this work. So we have some more things. We got a retreat coming up next month, and we're going to be discussing 2023 and what that looks like. And what we want to do. We've done some things where we had hip hop for Flint, hip hop for Standing Rock, hip hop for the survivors of the hurricane that came last year on the anniversary of Katrina. I think it was Ida. So, you know, we're doing different things and pulling more things together where artists can come have this conversation. So we have an artist development where artists can plug into where they feel, where they see themselves fitting into the movement, whether it be economic justice, climate justice, or strengthening democracy. So we're trying to do more of that.
So in a few words, and you know, what would you say, what is your overall view on the state of hip hop today? What would you say?
You know, I would say this, and I think Mos Def said it best one time. He was like, if you want to know the state of hip hop, then ask what's the state of black people. Because hip hop is not disconnected from the state of people. And I think as we see the masses of our people are being manipulated and, you know, not being that genuine, in hip hop, there's still purity, there's still the culture, there's still the authentic part of hip hop. Where you see lyricists, you see dancers, you see graffiti art, you see the DJ. That purity is still there. Whether it's being promoted on the airways may not be there, but hip hop itself, the core, is still here. And as long as people that know who they are, love who they are, and know their roots, then hip hop will always be here. And I just think that when we talk about hip hop, sometimes we talk about that which is being promoted, that which is being played on the air. But I know so much hip hop and so many music and so many people that are true to the culture that you may never hear about. But hip hop is going to be all right. Just like black people, we going to be all right.
That's it.
Even though they're giving us some stuff that's not true and not real, but the core of us, hip hop came out of the bricks Hip hop came out of nothing and formed something.
Yeah.
So as long as we exist, true hip hop will always exist.
That's right. That's right. I'm so looking forward to the evolution of hip hop on a whole nother level, where because there's so many fresh, conscious music artistry out there right now, and they are not getting the kind of radio play that the destructive levels and forms of hip hop gets. But I think we're in a very pivotal moment in time where so many things are just being shedded, and so many things are evolving into the next higher form. So I see that for hip hop as well, and I'm so thankful.
And I would just say this: Music Soul Child said one time, he said he's like water. You're gonna drink your soda, you're gonna drink your fruit drink, you're gonna drink all this drink, but at some point you're gonna need some water.
That's right.
And so after all what you do, you're gonna have to come back to the source, and you're gonna have to drink some water. And just like you said, Lauryn Hill came at a time where we needed a breath of fresh air, and she came out of nowhere in the sense. And we can breathe again. So it's time for us to get some fresh air and some fresh water again.
Yes, it is. Wow. So thankful. I'm so thankful that you were available to come and hang out with us this evening.
No, I thank you. It's been
a blessing. We bless the Hip Hop Caucus movement. We pray that the universe sends every dime, every dollar, every artist that is needed to spread the message, to create awareness, so that we as a human family can just get better and do better.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And thanks to our viewers. We're here every Saturday evening. It's 10 p.m. at That Fire FM. And you never know what's going to show up, but it's always going to be good. I'm so the Vegan Goddess, your host, and we'll see you next Saturday night at 10 p.m. Have a good one. Peace.